Good morning, good morning, good morning, and welcome back to Coffee Talk. You are joining me live on the Better Body Fitness fan page. I am Coach Roxanne, and today we are also going to have Coach Chuck with us. So instead of Coffee Talk, it's Coffee Nuggets. Good morning, good morning, good morning, my friends. Happy Friday. It's taken me all week until today to actually feel, I want to say, semi-normal again, like not the weekend, and I say weekend hangover. It's not alcohol hungover. It's just that weird, my week was totally crazy. Kimberly, good morning. Kirsten, good morning. Charlene, good morning. Victoria, hi. I feel like that emoji. Hi. Deanna, happy Friday. Deanna, you got a couple shout outs today. During the workout, just FYI when you go to do it. Hootsack, happy Friday. Janet, good morning. TGIF, I'm usually not a thank goodness it's Friday kind of girl, but for sure, TGIF. Good morning, Beth. Ruth, good morning. I get to join live. I love it. Chris, I'm scared to go on vacation because of the hangover. And I have to say that it happens to me every time. I wish I could tell you that it didn't, but I don't know. Just the sleeping away from home. Of course, I stay up later. I don't always get up earlier, but there's foods and there's just so many different things that happen that for me, I feel it's almost inevitable. This time too, I forgot my thyroid medication, which could also have something to do with the lingering feeling of the hangover. Corey, good morning, Coach and Clutch. I love that. Stacy, happy Friday. Marsha, good morning. Deanna, we'll be doing workout on demand after Coffee Nuggets. I love it. Sarah freaking Robert. I got to be careful how I say that. Good morning. Heidi, good morning. Carrie, good morning. The weekends of travel finally hit us this week. So tired. I cannot even imagine. I'm just going to say it and whatever. I'm old. I'm 45, which maybe is a young age, but there are some days where emotionally I feel old. I am not embarrassed to say that. I have to remind myself, and Chuck, I have to walk around being like, I'm young and energetic. I'm young and energetic. I don't know. I don't always feel like it, but I got to keep reminding myself. Lynn, good morning. Hootsack. Traveling in a Suburban with 6 other people for over 500 miles. Hold on, I got 500 miles in 2 different days. Ay. Sounds like a good time. It does though. Tammy, good morning. Amber, good morning. Ruth, it's my challenge, but I'm planned and determined. I love it. Deanna, this is the first time I've seen your whole name. Was wondering where that nickname came from. Now you'll never see it the same. You're never going to see it the same. Jody, good morning and happy birthday, my friend. Everybody, it's Jody's birthday.
Jody,
show her a little love.
They said it's your birthday. It's my birthday too.
It's not.
It's Jody's birthday. All right, guys. Hey, I feel really special. You want to know why? Check this out. All right. Oh, is it in mirror mode?
No, mine's broken. Good morning,
Hold
Corey.
on.
I'm telling you, it's broken.
Well, where's the thing?
It's the little light, the magic wand. Yes.
Come on,
Whoop.
Facebook.
It's broken. I'm telling you, it's broken.
Well, it's not even worth showing, you know.
Show them anyway. Don't be such a Scrooge. Jeez.
Now this is one of the. There's only 3 of these in existence.
There's only 3 of them in the world,
and I'm drinking out of it.
And I can't because it doesn't hold enough coffee.
It actually holds 16 ounces, but she wants more than we. Now, all right, I'm showing you this as an accountability post. We kind of dropped the ball. Well, not dropped the ball. This kind of went out on the shelf. We need to bring this back off the shelf and dust it off.
Yeah.
We need to put it into production.
All right. Okay. I have 2 needs in this world.
Yeah.
I need somebody to find me a bigger coffee mug that we can print on. And I need somebody who's fluent in Etsy who can create a Better Body Fitness journal. Those are my 2 needs in the world. Do I know anybody? Do you know anybody? I need this person.
All right.
Everybody loves the mugs. Chuck, you are special.
Well,
you are good enough. You are smart enough. And gosh darn it, people love you.
All right, here's my thing. My wife is like,
I know what I want. I
This is a really nice mug. I like this. I like this, but she's just like, it's not big enough, you know? I'm like, okay.
Big. Size matters.
This holds the same much.
Size matters.
That's vertical. This is short and wide.
I'm reading it. Size matters. No one wants a small cup of
this
coffee.
This thing holds 16 ounces. We are going to, Tammy, so we can put that on the accountability. That's going to happen.
Add to the list a marriage therapist.
No, you know, she's like, I want the logo bigger. I want this bigger.
I want
it's
it all
too
bigger.
small.
I want it all bigger.
All right, so if you know somebody that makes...
Who can blame me?
All right, anyways, we haven't talked about a single thing yet. All right, today's conversation is... All right, I want a little interaction from you. Size does matter, but you also want something that holds heat. All right, Deanna, take that and run with it, my friend. All right, so... we're asking you a little question here. Are you an all or nothing person, right? Are you an all or nothing person? Raise your hand, give us a like, put an emoji in the box.
Thumbs up, thumbs down.
Yeah, like, are you an all or nothing person?
The way you just described me would be I'm an all or nothing person.
You're just picky. Are you somebody that, have you literally said this out loud? Have you said this aloud? I'm all or nothing, right? This is an interesting perspective. Yes, what?
Do you actually drink that much coffee in one sitting, or is it like one K-cup in a giant cup with a lot of empty space? No. My cup is to the top when I started drinking it.
No, we quit the K-cup thing. We do the pot now, because the bigger the pot, you can... She's a pothead now. She's a pothead. All right. So, Heidi, that's me. All right, beautiful. I'm sure there's more of you out there potentially.
Nothing.
All right.
Well,
here's my thing. If you're all or nothing... I'm just going to propose this to you. This is just my opinion. I'm kind of bringing her with me on this one. I believe, now you got to listen to the whole talk here, but all or nothing is a losing attitude. It is a quitter's attitude, right? I'm all or nothing. I'm going all in, I'm doing it all, or I'm not going to do it at all. I'm doing it all or not doing it all. That to me, and then why do I say this? I say this because in 20 years of coaching, I've heard that multiple times. And the people that say this are the ones that fail, and not just fail and get back up. We'll talk about that's a great person, somebody who fails and gets back up, get knocked down 9, get up 10, is the person that quits on them, or they quit on themselves, or they never take the opportunity to do something amazing because they put way too many obstacles in front of them. And this becomes a perfectionist. If you're a perfectionist, watch out. Heidi, I know we're going to fight a little bit on this one.
But Heidi is, now here's the difference with Heidi. Heidi is an all or nothing, but Heidi, I feel like we have some very similar, like when we say we're going to do something, we are going to do it. We're going to put everything into it, and we are going to do it no matter how long it takes. Now, I think a lot of times people say I'm all or nothing because they say, if I can't work out 6 days a week, well, then I'm not going to do it at all. Or if I can't do this diet just like this, well, I'm not going to do it at all. And I think all or nothing all of a sudden gets twisted into this, if it doesn't work, I have a reason why I don't have to continue on with it. No one's gonna fight.
No, I want to pick on Heidi today. But here's just a couple of perspectives, and we're getting some feedback and some comments in this all or nothing with certain aspects. Yeah, for sure. Right, and so what we just want to expand on this a little bit, right? So because where I've really seen people take this out of like a good positive context, and it's actually become this negative kind of not so great losing attitude, is the person that believes that they have to do it all, which leads to being a perfectionist, right? If I don't do, here's a couple examples, right? If I can't work out 5 days a week, then why work out, right? Versus the person who's like, you know what? I'm starting a new journey, and if I just worked out twice a week, if I lifted weights twice a week, I would be significantly further ahead than I was when I started, right? The person who says, if I don't execute I want a meal plan, and if I don't get the meal by like the 4th day, they're doing the meal plan, and if they're not doing it perfect because there's a few bumps in the road, right, then all of a sudden they just trash the meal plan and they go back to McDonald's. this is too hard. I overdid it. This is too hard. I'm not getting it right. I'm not executing it perfectly. So I'm just going to take this meal plan and throw it in the trash.
So a great example of something we're doing in our members group is we're doing a 90-day nutrition accountability program. The first month is all about just writing things down. The second is about tracking calories. The last 90 days is about macros. The crazy thing about that is so many people want to skip. They want to skip the training wheels part of the program. They want to jump right to macros, even though they don't even know yet their triggers. They don't know themselves, but we want to all or nothing. We want to jump to macros and jump right in before we ever get those training wheels on and off.
Right, because I mean, when you take the training wheels off, what happens? You fall over.
You fall over
multiple times, and then once you finally get it, you're super pumped, but you're still a little wobbly, right? You're still a little wobbly. And what if you just, like I said, it's like if you have kids or when you were a baby, like an example, what if your parents stopped standing you up and you fell down and they're like, she fell down. Well,
done.
Forget it.
Done.
Whatever. No, she's a failure, whatever, right? They keep picking you up and picking you up and picking you up. Your innate all or nothing context, really, here's what we said. I don't like all or nothing. All or nothing. What I like is I'm all in on me.
Right.
All or nothing here versus all in on me. Before you even learn how to speak, you don't even remember. You don't have conscious thought of when you learned to walk. But you are so bound and determined to crawl, and then to crawl, you're like, right? And then you take your first step, and then you start taking more steps, and then you learn how to, put it all together and walk, and then you're running, jogging, all this stuff. You never gave up on yourself. And even if your parents didn't necessarily always continue to stand you up, as a human being, your desires forced you to get back up on your feet, right? So that's the same kind of thing, right? You're all in on you. So falling down, getting punched in the face, falling down, getting back up is really this all in on me. So we talk about a couple things here, right? Having expectations is not a bad thing, but I think having expectations of our efforts, having our expectations of our efforts versus outcomes, right? I think it's output versus outcome, right? We get so wrapped up in the outcome that we get flustered and frustrated. But if we have expectations around our efforts, one of the things that I wrote down here is MVP, most valuable player. Do you have a winning attitude towards what you're doing? Does an MVP, now in every league, there's one, maybe two MVPs of a league, right? The most valuable player, does that person, do they win every game? Absolutely not. Are they the best player on that team on that given day, every single game? No. But they are a leader. They bring a winning attitude, right? They're a leader. They visualize what they want to do. Their efforts that they give out, they put a winning effort on the field, but it doesn't always fall our way. In baseball, they might strike out, right? As an example. That doesn't mean that they don't bring a winning attitude every time they step up to the plate.
So we've got a couple comments here, and I feel like they're pretty important. Tammy, I feel like I have been all or nothing on my nutrition. I do good the first 2 weeks of a challenge, and then I let go for 2 weeks. Looking forward to the 90-day challenge to help me with that. 4 S's I have down pat. Workouts I have down pat. It's my eating. And before we go on, Beth said, okay, there's me with the nutrition piece of the 90 days. That's why I haven't committed to it yet. And I said to Chuck, I feel like this all or nothing mentality, especially for women, almost always comes down to nutrition. We are strong, we are resilient, we take things on and we run with them, and we don't give up until we complete them, unless it's our nutrition. So it's crazy. I want you to think about the 4 S's. Where did you start with them? It wasn't like you started with the 4 S's and you said, all right, today's my day of the 4 S's, my very first day, I'm going to drink a gallon of water. I'm going to get 10,000 steps. I'm going to do every fit challenge. I'm going to do every workout. I'm going to do every smoothie. No, some of us started out with 4,000 steps and had to work up to 5,000, 6,000. Those were the training wheels. Some of us were like, a smoothie? What? I don't know. We tested this out. We tested that out. And now we do our smoothie every single day. Some days we only have time for a fit challenge or a workout, but we had training wheels on to start. Your nutrition can be just that.
So Beth, I think you're speaking to so many people out there, probably almost every single person on this Coffee Talk right now, or who's going to watch on demand. You are creating an expectation, right out of the gate. You've created this expectation of this level up here, and that's where this all or nothing thing exactly starts to sabotage. We start to I don't do it because fill in the blank. I believe it to be too much, right? I was taught this one principle a long time ago. It's 4 words. You put simple and easy on one line. You put complicated and difficult, right? Things that we perceive to be complicated, if the more complicated we make it, we give ourselves an out, right?
Yes.
This is really complicated. There's a lot of moving parts. It's going to be incredibly difficult. There's no way that I could do this all. I'm out, right? But here's the funny thing. The easiest way to be successful in life is to simplify something. But we get it. Here's the other thing. All of us, simple and easy aren't necessarily the same thing either. The goal in life is to simplify something and then simplify it again. However, to do it properly requires an MVP attitude, right?
Yes.
So we want to make it simple, but just because it's simple doesn't mean it's not going to be challenging, right? And that's funny. You want to take if something seems complicated, give yourself a moment, take a breath. You need to break it down and distill that process. Our 90-day challenge for nutrition is 3 phases. 3 phases. We're going to learn how to track, diary, audit. We are going to learn how to count calories. We're going to learn how to do macros, but we're going to do them in a way that makes the most sense in succession, so that just like first grade, elementary school, middle school, high school, college, the pros, all of that, we're working up, right? So we need to distill that down. If I told you, and then I'll let you speak here for a second, I don't want to overwhelm.
No. Keep going.
I wrote this down. I said, if I presented to you right now that I have the 10 best tips, right? The 10 best tips, the 10 best tactics for total body transformation. And if you implement these, I absolutely 100% guarantee I will put $1,000 on the line, just like we do in our challenge. I have 10 tactics for total body transformation that if you do these, your life will be significantly different in the next 90 days, let's say, right? Pretty sure that sounds like something you may want, right? Here's the issue though. We think that we have to do all 10. But what if I flip that? Like, I got to do all 10 in 30 days. What if I said we are going to do the 10 tactics for total body transformation in the next 10 months? That's not sexy. 90
yes.
90 days isn't even sexy. You're like, I want all 10 and I want them now and I'm going to master all 10 in the next 30 days. But I'm going to say, no. We're going to do 10 things in 10 months. You're going to download one. I'm only going to let you download 1 per month. We're going to do all 10 over 10 months. The people that commit to the 10-month process are going to be 100-fold more successful than those that try to master it in 30 days.
And I have a couple comments I want to hear, but it's like when I put out the before and afters on the fan page, right? You see 4 months, 6 months, 7 months. How many of us look at those things and say, I want that in a month? It's impossible. We aren't going to transform like that. But for some reason, we have this expectation that we should have body transformation in 21 days, in 28 days. But when we look 6 months down the road, we're not even imagining what we could accomplish in that amount of time. We want it now, or we don't want it at all. And where does that come from? Where does that come from?
That's why the little thing at the bottom of all these pictures will say results not typical. Right?
Yes.
That's why that's there.
Chris, when I was all or nothing, I wouldn't give myself grace for mistakes or less than perfect choices. Now that I'm I'm sorry, my friends. Now that I am a do my best person and I give myself grace, much thanks to Roxanne for repeating this during Coffee Talks. Now I am a do my best person and I give myself grace. Yes, I love that. You have to. This isn't about perfect. You're not going to be perfect. You are not going to be perfect, no matter how much you think you're going to be. That is just another obstacle we put in front of ourselves so that when we're not perfect, we can sabotage ourselves. That's how we work. That's how we create.
And here's another thing. It's not about lowering your expectations. Because that's where I think we also get it twisted. It's like, well, are they telling me to lower my expectations? That I should do less? Not necessarily. Like to Beth's point, right? To Beth's point is like, well, this is what I believe it to be. And if I can, listen, everything is customizable in life. So what you need to do, what we need to do is, out of all the information that we are given, we just need to set an appropriate target, right?
Right.
Like in the 4S strategy, getting 4 things down in the first 21 days for some people is more than enough. Maybe for some, distilling those down, saying that, instead of 100 ounces of water, it's 30 ounces of water. Maybe doing all 4 S's in the first 21 days might even be semi-impractical. So they may have to do, 1 S. Week 1, I'm just doing smoothies. Week 2, I'm doing, I'm doing smoothies and steps, whatever it may be. But the thing is, don't put too much in front of you. I'm not asking you to lower your expectations. What I'm asking you to do is to pick something that will challenge you, will stretch you, but is realistic. And that is a very challenging thing to do, but you know yourself better than you think you do.
Carrie said, a month ago, I struggled with food allergies, trying to figure out my body and why. It's really opened my eyes to triggers with writing everything down. Major game changer. Be your own detective. Be your own detective. I tell people that all the time. People say, I'm eating so good. I'm eating my greens and my proteins, but I'm bloated or I'm this or I'm that. You have to be a detective. Your body might not respond to something the same way somebody else does. Ruth, all of this is the perfect timing for me. Started my nutrition path July 1st and doing okay, but trying to ride my bike without knowing what I'm doing is scary. Right, got it. Didi, society wants everything now, and unfortunately, we get overwhelmed and quit. But society is counting on that too, because we're talking about everybody that's out there marketing to you, right? They're going to market something to you. You're going to think that you're going to find success. And when you don't, what do? You buy the next thing. And then you buy the next thing and the next thing and the next thing. And before you know it, you have a library full of things that you can't take action on or didn't take action on. And now you're stuck. You're paralyzed with all of the information, right? One day at a time. One step at a time. This isn't about perfect. This isn't about perfectionism. This is about just putting one foot in front of the other and getting better every single day.
Yeah, Lori, we actually have it written here. Comparison is the thief of joy.
Yes.
One of the absolute most defining things for us in 2020 was the opposite of comparison is the thief of joy, is we need to stay in our own lane, right? And when we had the facility and you would bring new clients in, you're looking to your left, you're looking to your right, you're looking across the room. You got all shapes, all sizes, all ability levels, which was an amazing thing. But again, you need to protect this. If this space between your 2 ears is not protected, if you aren't getting mental reps right here, then you're going to default to comparison right away. He's doing that. She's doing that.
They're lifting those weights. They're stepping up on this box. They're doing that. And all of a sudden,
we know nothing about them.
All of a sudden, here we are with our training wheels, and we want to rip our training wheels off because we think we should be where they are, but we don't even know their story. We don't even know if they're doing it right.
Right. They might be, they may have been off training wheels for 2 years. We don't know this.
Right. Yep.
But I mean, that's a very common thing for a lot of people is they start to begin to compare, whether it's in person, virtual, seeing testimonials. How could I ever achieve that? Use it as inspiration. Use it as inspiration,
yes,
my friends. But don't use that as a litmus test. That does not. You shouldn't say, "Well, I should be there," or "I should do what she's doing or he's doing." Just use it as inspiration.
Right. Ruth says, "Helps a ton being in our own gyms." Yes, right. You have an off day. You just show up. You turn it on, and maybe you do body weight, and nobody knows. And nobody cares because it's your workout. Maybe you missed your smoothie today, but maybe you're going to hit your water goal. Nobody cares. We do, but we do. This is your journey. You have to do what is right for you in the moment and not worry what everybody else is thinking, doing, saying, teaching. It's you. This is your journey. It can be anything you want it or don't want it to be.
So I guess that's a wrap today, my friends. I hope you found something here today that has inspired you, something to help you with your mindset. Again, really, truly, the Coffee Talks, the new nuggets, 99% of the time is going to be about shaping the mind.
It is.
Getting the reps, getting mental reps in, right? We are only as strong as our minds, right? Our bodies are one part of the equation in how we do the fitness and nutrition game, but like how we show up here is so incredibly important. Like we cannot overemphasize that enough. So
when you're feeling tired and you're feeling weak, it's probably not as physical as you think. It's probably more emotional. Give this a break once in a while too.
So again, are you all or nothing? Or like Chris said it really eloquently, right? Or are you all in on you? Am I all in on me? All in on me. I've got my winning MVP, most valuable player, right? Attitude every single day. It does not matter if I don't get it perfect. That's a fallacy anyways. It's just setting realistic expectations. And if something doesn't happen the way you thought it would, be a detective. That is the last major component of today's conversation. When things don't go the way you want them to, if you get in the ring and you get knocked down, what happened? How can you be a detective? Watch the tape, play it on replay. What could have I potentially done different? Not always better. What could have I done different?
Yep.
What could I have done different yesterday or today? How could I improve myself, right, to try to win the battle tomorrow, next week, next month, next year?
All right, my friends, you guys are so awesome. Thank you. Ashley said limiting beliefs can be paralyzing if you allow that power. Absolutely. Join us tomorrow at 7:30 here on the fan page. We're going to sweat it out. Coach Chuck has already shared a little bit about what we're doing. It's going to be really fun.
What? You better be all in.
I'm all in. I'm all in on me. I'm going to
That
be
is
there.
not an MVP attitude. It's going to be fun.
We're going to have a great time. We always do. In my essay for the last challenge, I was able to say that I can finally say I love myself. Took me a long time, but I can now say it. And you know what? At the end of the day, at the end of our lives, that is the only thing that's going to matter. That's it. That's the only thing that's going
And
to
Chris
matter.
has done every single challenge, I think.
Yes, we're on to challenge 11.
Woo! All right, my friends. We'll see you tomorrow. If not, have a wonderful weekend, and we'll be back with Coffee Talks on Monday and new nuggets. Have an amazing weekend, guys. Love you all.